Hello everyone. This video presents a notable event that happened on each day from the past week in history. On April 6, 2017, President Trump ordered an attack against an airbase in Syria in which 59 Tomahawk cruise missiles sent by the U.S. impacted early on April 7th and killed about 16 Syrian troops while destroying between 9 and 20 aircraft and a SAM missile battery. Those cruise missiles cost a cool $2 million apiece to deliver 1,000 pounds of explosives as far as 2,500 kilometers away. Modern weapons are not cheap, with some weapons prices including $45 for a hand grenade and $700 for an M4 standard rifle. Military rifle rounds cost from just over a dime to $2.50 apiece. The Javelin anti-tank missile system is $178,000, with replacement missiles $78,000 each. A single USMC F-35 fighter jet is $109 million, while the total program costs $1.7 trillion. On April 7th, 1141, the daughter of King Henry I of England, Matilda, also known as Maud, became the first female to rule England, having previously served as the Holy Roman Empress, Queen Consort of the Romans. Born in England around 1102, she was sent to Germany to become the child bride of Holy Roman Emperor Henry V. Widowed at the age of 23, her father married her to Geoffrey V, Count of Anjou, known as the Handsome. The Game of Thrones that was the English monarchy saw Stephen of Blois become king when Henry I died in 1135, despite controversy. By 1139, Matilda returned to England to take the throne by force, succeeding in 1141, becoming the first female monarch of England as Lady of the English. Matilda's reign only lasted until 1148, when she was defeated by Stephen and sent back to France, where she died in 1167. On April 8, 1945, in the waning weeks of World War II, a German train transporting about 4,000 concentration camp inmates, including Ukrainians, Poles, Russians, Dutch, and French nationals, was accidentally bombed by an Allied air raid targeting German military rail traffic. By April of 1945, Allied air forces ruled the skies over Germany, and a favorite target was railroad trains. On the fateful day cited here, the prison train was next to an ammunition train in a rail yard in Prussian Hanover. The ammo train was hit, and the explosions killed many of the unlucky prisoners. Prisoners that had been blasted out of the boxcars were quickly gunned down by SS guards, so that less than 500 of the emaciated prisoners escaped to be rescued by Scottish troops on April 10, 1945. What is the worst friendly fire incident? On April 9, 2017, Dr. David Dow, age 69, found out how bad flying on commercial airlines can be when he was forcibly dragged off of a United Express jet to make room for United employees. This incident shows our point that flying commercial can be a horrible experience. Excessive waiting on the runway with no AC and no bathroom privileges, being bumped off flights, screaming babies, obnoxious passengers, delayed and canceled flights, and shrinking seats and legroom all make flying an ordeal. Some more recent examples include when in January 2024 a door panel blew off of a Boeing 737 while in flight, terrifying passengers and sucking property out of the jet. Also in July of 2023, Delta passengers passed out when a jet was waiting an excessive time on the tarmac in 111-degree heat. On April 10, 2016, the Pathingal Temple in India was the scene of a horrific disaster when worshippers at a festival honoring the goddess Bhadrakali were blown up accidentally by a fireworks cache located there for the celebration. We have previously asked, why are the faithful victims of tragedy during religious events? And this tragedy is certainly one of those baffling events. Sadly, 111 people lost their lives, and another 350 were badly burned. Obviously, the temple was heavily damaged, and 150 local houses also suffered damage. In response to the tragedy, 3 days later, the Kerala High Court ordered that no ceremonies using firecrackers were to be allowed after dark at any place of worship. The Pathingal Temple disaster is only one of many religious-related disasters in India and around the world, causing us to ask why. As a question for my students and subscribers, why are religious places and people the victims of disaster? Please let us know in the comments section for this video. On April 11, 1965, the Midwestern and Southern U.S. experienced a deadly rash of tornadoes infamous as the Palm Sunday tornado outbreak. At least 55 confirmed tornadoes occurred from late April 10th to early April 12th, resulting in 266 deaths, 3,662 injuries, and over $1 billion in damages. The U.S. is the country that experiences the most tornadoes per year, an average of 1,200 per year, with Texas leading the states. Next on the list is Canada, with just over 100 tornadoes per year. The Great Plains of the U.S. and Canada are conducive to spawning tornadoes. Russia, a land of vast plains, gets about 76 tornadoes per year. The country with the most tornadoes per area is the UK, with Britain getting struck with 2.3 tornadoes per 10,000 square kilometers, a total of about 30 to 40 twisters per year. On April 12, 1955, the polio vaccine developed by Dr. Jonas Salk was declared safe and effective for use in the United States, ending the epidemic that killed or crippled mass numbers of children in the 19th and 20th centuries. In 1961, an oral polio vaccine became available. Many diseases have been tamed or eliminated by vaccines, but which vaccine is the greatest? Some contenders include the smallpox vaccine, which goes back to as long ago as 200 BC, with the modern vaccine that eradicated smallpox attributed to Edward Jenner around 1800 AD. The rabies vaccine, preventing a horrible death for victims of rabid bites, first appeared in 1885 against an almost invariably fatal disease. The tetanus vaccine dates to 1890, and a triple vaccine that also includes diphtheria and pertussis dates to circa 1948. What is the most important vaccine? As a question for my students and subscribers, which event from this past week in history would you most like to learn more about? Please let me know in the comment section below this video. If you liked this video and would like to receive notification of new videos, please feel welcome to subscribe to History and Headlines and become one of our patrons. Your viewership is much appreciated. For image, audio, and other credits and attributions for components of the individual videos in this compilation, please see the descriptions of their respective videos, which are linked to in this video's description.